Hello, 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 and welcome back to A Little Birdie Told You. I'm your host, Kristen Knight.
And I'm your host, Kelly Knight.
Today, we are going to be talking about why confidence is attractive. We all know what confidence is. You know confidence is key, right? Mm-hmm. We always talk about, confidence is key. Confidence is key in this aspect of your life. It's key in this other aspect of your life. But we're going to discover why it's the key to being more attractive. Mm-hmm. But how does it make you more attractive? The word itself isn't attractive, right? We just don't say, oh yeah, you're confident, you're attractive, right? It doesn't usually associate. But I will say, you notice a lot more people are attracted to confident people.
Oh yeah.
Like if somebody comes up to you and they're very bold and very confident about themselves, you're kind of like, oh, well, they're kind of attractive among these other people. Out. Yeah, they stand out among the rest. There's something about them, this little key. This little key of confidence can boost your attractiveness astoundingly compared to other people who aren't as confident in themselves. So what is confidence in yourself and how does it make you attractive? When you're confident in yourself and you love yourself and you're confident in the person you have become and the person you are becoming without other people's judgment, the way they're going to look at you is the way you look at yourself.
Oh yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Because I think like in general, the way people look at you, the way that you like, I don't want to say like present yourself, but the way that you like just like present yourself in front of people or the way that you act is the way that people are going to look at you in general. Like if you're somebody that's very confident in yourself, people are gonna be like, oh, you know, they love themselves enough to be like able just to like be like that and stand out. You know what I'm saying? Towards somebody that's more shy and just like isn't as social. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with not being very social, but there's a difference of being very confident and like fine with going up to people and being like, I don't care.
There is one thing I want to touch on that because I think confidence doesn't always depend on your socialness in the world. I think you can be shy and be confident.
Yeah.
I think you can be more extroverted and be confident. I think it goes both ways because I think you can be very extremely extroverted, but be very insecure with the person you are. But then you could be very extroverted and be very secure with who you are. It depends on how you present that. As you were just saying, it's your presentation of who you are. Like when you go up to people, are you extroverted, but then you don't know who you are? You're just trying to fit in with the crowd.
Yeah.
But maybe you're shy and you don't know who you are, and that's why you're shy and quiet. There could kind of be a little bit of a difference when it comes to that, but there also can be a few attributes that do correspond to confidence because people see confidence. Yeah. They feel it. It's not something that you said. Like I said, confidence speaks for itself.
It's like energy. Like if somebody walks in a room, it's like, I don't want to say everybody's staring at them, but it's just like you feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody walks in the room, you're like, oh, you can tell they're confident. You know what I'm saying?
That's why it makes you more attractive. We are gravitating towards somebody who knows themselves, feels empowered in their own energy. You feel empowered in your own energy and it makes you more attractive to people because you know who you are and you're not going to change yourself for somebody else. If you're trying to get in a relationship with somebody and they're trying to alter every little thing to adjust to your liking, are we going to be attracted to that? No, because we're like, they don't have anything to offer us. They're just offering me another replica of me. I don't want that. Just kidding. But we don't want somebody who's going to be so insecure in themselves that they feel the need to change themselves.
Yeah.
We want somebody who's like, hey, this is me. This is what you're
like
gonna
they
get.
know who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like so much more like attractive when somebody knows who they are and they're not changing themselves for you.
And they have a perspective that they're who they are and they're not going to change that for you, no matter if you like it or not. And that's why we find it more attractive too, is the point that they know themselves so well that they know they can select who they want. They don't have to change themselves for you. So if you don't want them, they'll find somebody else who does.
Yeah.
And that's something that's attractive is when somebody is empowered in their energy. We naturally are drawn to that. You have to think about in another perspective when you look at other people. Do you want somebody who is, as I said, okay, they change themselves, but somebody who's so insecure in their choices. They have no stability there. They're so insecure and unconfident in the choices that they make, you don't even know if the choice that they're making about you is the right one. Like if they get in a relationship with you and they're saying, oh, I want to be in a relationship with you, and then they change themselves for you, how do we know that relationship's going to last?
Yeah, because I think in general, when somebody's confident, they like, I don't want to say they stick to the same things, but they know where they're going. You know what I'm saying? So somebody that's unconfident is going to be like very like they're just going to bounce around and be like, oh, I don't know about this. You know what I'm saying?
They're not sure of themselves at all. They're very insecure. They're not secure. this is another thing that's going to make it attractive to somebody if they have the potential of getting in a relationship to you. Confidence equals security.
Yeah.
So when we see a confident person, we're going to be attracted to that because we know there's longevity in the relationship. If we want a relationship with them, we say, oh, well, this relationship could work out because they're confident in the decisions they make. They're confident in the person that they are.
Yeah.
They're confident in their perspective on life. So when I get in a relationship with them, they're going to be confident about the decision of me. They're going to be confident in this relationship, and it's going to be more secure than somebody who's insecure and says, is this a relationship for me? Is this not the relationship for me?
Another thing I want to add to that is if somebody is very insecure about themselves and they are not confident, if their friends get involved with your relationship and they are an insecure person, they're going to let their friends take over. If their friends are like, oh, you shouldn't be dating that person. If somebody was confident enough, they wouldn't care. They wouldn't care what other people think. But if somebody is insecure, you're going to have a little problem with that.
That's definitely a problem in relationships, because sometimes people are insecure about the choices they're making.
Yeah.
And I don't think people understand that can really affect a relationship, because if you're listening to your friends or you're listening to other people involved in a relationship,
or you feel the need to always get advice from your friends, and there's nothing wrong with that, but also to an extent it should be between you two, nobody else.
And you should be confident in your decision making, not other people's. You shouldn't rely on your best friend that's been friends with you for 10 years who's never even had a boyfriend and rely on her advice.
They don't really know that person though. You know
they
what I'm
don't know
saying?
that person. They're not in the relationship. You know what's going on in your relationships, no one else really knows unless you're exposing everything, but still they don't know that person like you know that person. So if you rely on their decision making and their perspective, they see one little flaw and you're like, oh yeah, they're right. That relationship is going to head south because you're relying on them and their opinion. And that's something we can find very unattractive. I know me and Kelly are kind of both on that, where it's unattractive when you always rely on your friends to make decisions for you, because it's showing no ambition and dedication to your own perspective.
Yeah, like you don't have confidence in the things that you think are right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? So you feel the need to get reassurance from other people, being like, oh, do you think this is right to like date this person, or do you think it's like wrong to do this in a relationship? That shouldn't be between your friend. You know what I'm saying?
Another thing I'll add is if you're having a conversation with somebody, this is one note that can kind of make somebody appear unconfident, is if you start describing stuff about yourself. And a lot of people do use the technique of kind of adapting to what you do because they want you to like them more. It's kind of a psychological trick.
And I also think people just do that in general because it's like I said, the people that you hang around are the people you start to become. So I think when you like someone, you just start to kind of slowly like turn the way that they act, you know what I'm saying? And that's what you do have to watch who you're dating them, because if it's not somebody that's a very like positive, or just somebody that's like, I don't know how to say it, but you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, that's very true. That's very true. But you'll notice they might start picking up on little things you do. And then you're like, oh, maybe they're just adding to this conversation, saying that they do these things because they're unconfident in what they're about to say. I'd rather somebody be very confident in what they have to say, and it might be something I don't like.
Yeah.
But I'd rather them be very confident in it because I know they're dedicated to that.
Yeah.
They're not going to change how they believe on this topic for me. I'd rather them keep it that way, because then we know they actually have dedication to something. When they make a choice, that's the choice they've made. That's a little bit more attractive.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more attractive when we see people reveal their passions to us and reveal their likings without saying, oh, actually, yeah, I love that. Oh, wait, no, I don't like that. You don't like that. Oh, yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Yeah. Do we want that? No, we don't want that.
I think it's confident when somebody like actually has things that they enjoy and they want to like talk about it, rather than just sit there and like try to like talk about the things you like rather than the things they actually like, because they want to hide it because they're insecure.
Another thing, don't change those other things, like little things. Like, don't start saying, oh yeah, he loves football, I'm gonna start going like watching football. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do now because he loves football. Like, oh my god, I met this guy, he loves football, I have to watch football, guys, I've got to figure it out. No, you don't have to do that. Be confident. Say, hey, I'll be honest with you, I don't really know anything about football. Just be honest, because people, like we've always said, this aligns you with the right people. If somebody's like, yeah, I want a girlfriend that likes football, okay, well, he's gonna find a different girl that likes football. You don't need to like alter yourself.
No.
Or whatever it is. Maybe he likes, I don't know, collecting lizards or something. I don't know, or like bugs or insects. You know, I always mention the odd things because I'm trying to take accountability of everybody else that maybe is interested in those types of things. So if somebody likes doing that and you're like, yeah, I'm going to start doing that and like researching all the different types of teas that he likes to brew or all the different, you know, insects he likes to collect. You don't need to do that. Just be confident. Find something about yourself that really remains confident in yourself. People like that. People, I think, oftentimes associate confidence with people in approaching in social settings.
Yeah.
And I do think that is another key component of confidence. Obviously, is how you approach people. Do you approach people with hesitancy?
Yeah.
That's showing a lack of confidence. If you approach somebody that you like and you're like, hey, I actually want to get to know you more and confident about that decision, that is going to make you more attractive rather than sitting back and saying, I don't know, should I talk to him, should I not? Be yourself. Who cares what anyone else is going to say? Who cares what other people think? It doesn't matter what other people think. If you're more observant and you're like, I'm going to get to know this person from afar, I would like to go up and talk to him, but I don't want to. That's fine. And eventually you make your mark. When you make your mark, they're like, where did this person come from? That's a different story. But don't sit back and just say, oh, I want to go talk to him. Girls, should I go and talk to him? And like, no, research a little bit more about what he likes to do so you have something to talk about. Be yourself. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do any of that. Talk about yourself. What are you interested in? Not what he's interested in or what she's interested in. We don't need to know that. You'll find that out as the time goes on. And if they might not be even the person you want to associate with that. But it makes you attractive when you just present yourself as yourself. Do you agree?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's important. You know, if you see somebody who comes up to you and they kind of are a little quirky and a little bit different and they said, hey, Kelly, can I get your number? That might be something that's a little bit more attractive compared to somebody who says, oh, Kelly, I heard you like to do this. I love to do that. And you're like, okay. I'm just saying the truth. That's how I feel, at least, about confidence.
Yeah.
When do you think people, when do you find confidence attractive? Like in social settings, or do you find it more attractive when people are just, you can just tell? How can you tell somebody's confident?
I think I'll say something though, is like if you're like, I don't even know, if you're like out in public or something, you're like one of those people that like you see a group of people that maybe you're like, ooh, like I'm not like a big fan of them, you know, because maybe they're just very judgy or something, you know? Are you like the type of person that's gonna like walk past them on your phone? Or are you gonna be somebody that sits there and just looks over and smiles? Like that tells you much about yourself, because if you're confident, you're not gonna be on your phone. You're gonna be like, oh, well, I don't care. You know, I don't care what they think. Like, I don't care, you know?
Confidence is a lot about choices and how you deal with other people.
Yeah.
When you're with
It's
somebody,
the way you react.
Yeah. How do you react? How are you going to act as yourself? Are you going to rely on other people's opinions to dictate how you react to things? Or are you just going to react how you would react?
Yeah.
And as an individual, and when you're confident, I think you pick up confidence in other people.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, they're confident because I can tell when they're with their friends, they are still themselves and they don't care what their friends think at the end of the day. They're going to allow themselves to do as they wish without the opinion of other people.
I think also confidence also goes on your maturity, because if you're mature, you can see somebody's confidence. And like, if you're, I'm not saying if you're immature, you can kind of be like, oh yeah, like, oh, they're confident, but really they're actually super insecure about themselves, and you're also insecure, so nobody sees it, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of just bounces back and forth like that. But if somebody's very like mature, I think it also just goes about your confidence, because you see the way people actually are. You know what I'm saying?
And you don't feel the need to announce to everybody, hey,
No.
I'm confident to the world. I'm the most confident person you're ever going to meet.
Yeah.
No, you don't need to do that. You already, like, it's presented to everybody. We can just feel. It's not about talking more. It's not about being a social extrovert and going to all these things and, you know, being best friends with everybody and having all these friends. That's not confidence. Confidence is truly knowing who you are and not being afraid to show that to the world. Not only being it in private, but being it in public, right? It's saying, I'm going to be who I am no matter where I am.
Yeah.
And you're going to like it. And if you don't, then that's okay, because I like it and I like who I am. That's what I think confidence is.
Yeah, because you don't care what people think.
And it's more attractive because we look at it and what do we all aspire to be? More confident. So we're going to naturally be attracted to somebody who's more confident, because we all want to be confident. We don't want to be insecure in ourselves. We don't want to look in the mirror and be unconfident in that person. We want to be confident. We all are aspiring to be confident each and every day. And there's no perfect confidence. No one's perfectly confident. I guarantee you, people who are naturally confident in themselves have bad days. That's normal. But they're confident in who they are and the decisions they make. They're confident in that person in general, and we're going to be attracted to that. Not even physically attracted. I don't mean like, oh, you're like romantically attracted, but attracted to that energy, attracted to becoming someone like
Yeah.
that person or becoming a person who is confident.